At Power Wash Academy, the number one question we get is, how do I market my business? Here are 3 tips that'll help you with old-fashioned ground and pound marketing. It still works. To start, what is ground and pound marketing? Well, it's like the basics. It's the fundamentals. I'm going to tell you a secret. The fundamentals still work, and they work best. What are the fundamentals? Well, I call it ground and pound marketing. It's where you're knocking on doors, kissing babies, if you will, putting up yard signs, getting to the decision makers. No one can talk about your business better than you or your lead techs if properly trained. So let's talk about what 3 techniques you should employ today and every day that are going to make a huge impact on the growth of your business. Basic marketing technique number 1 that you should employ, the 5 around. It's the 5 houses around the house you're working on. You need to go knock on those doors and see if you can generate a little extra business. It's like an opportunity waiting for those neighbors. 1, trust is very important. And where do people find out who to use for their home services? They ask their neighbors, they ask their friends, word of mouth. Well, you're going to go generate on-demand word of mouth by going to the neighbors, knocking on the door and say, hey, I'm working with Mrs. Jones' house today and we're doing a wonderful job, and I wanted to see if you wanted us to go ahead and take care of your house today. XYZ, you can give them an offer by saying things like, you could save the trip cost because I'm already here and already have my equipment laid out. I could do it quicker, could do it right now and give you a little discount. You have to do it. You have to be very presentable and professional when you're doing it, so you have to practice, get your speech down, and make sure somebody's wearing a shirt or clothes that represent your business quite well. And third, even if they're not home, knock on the door and leave a message to their doorbell camera. These things really work, so do it on every job. Another good tip for ground and pound marketing is yard signs. I know, yard signs. Well, guess what? They work. And the people who do them on every job get more referrals and they get more business. Well, of course, you do have to make sure it's okay in your city and state or whatever. You also have to make sure it's okay based on the neighborhood you're in, especially if they have codes and covenants. But other than that, the homeowner is the number 1 decision maker on signs. So a couple of tips on yard signs. If you're going to go out a week or so in advance and book the job, you could ask them, can I leave a yard sign that says, hey, check this out, something new is happening here, or, look for your own before and after statement. You come up with a creative sign that explains to the person driving by that something's going to change here. Then, after you finish the work, before you leave, put the new sign that says, complete it, check it out, beautiful work, by you, and have your contact information on it. So then the sign does the talking for you, because we all know a picture's worth 1,000 words, but seeing is believing. This way people are kind of notified to use their own eyes and see the amazing work you've done. It will get you more and more business. Your phone will ring, trust me. Yard signs work, so use them. You want to know what makes us tick? It's living up to our vision. It gets us excited. Our vision at Power Wash Academy and PowerWash.com, for over 50 years, it's been to empower an industry and help DIY, commercial, and industrial cleaners succeed. So if this makes you have any questions, call us, email us, reach out. We're here for you. That's our job. That's what gets us excited, helping you succeed. The third ground and pound tip is getting to the decision maker, especially if you want to get into a little bit more of the commercial business, say gas stations, dumpster pad cleaning, parking lot cleaning. You got to get to the decision maker. And a lot of times these businesses are part of a franchise system or owned through a big corporation, and the person who makes those small purchasing decisions and keeping the building up is generally not on site. But you got to work through the gatekeeper who's the store manager. So you've got to go in and do the ground and pound part of finding out who makes the decision, and then you work with that manager. So once you find out that the district manager's name is John and how to get in touch with him, you're going to call John and say, John, I was working with Sally, your store manager over at XYZ location, and she said she really wanted to get her parking lots done, and maybe on a regular basis because there's a tremendous amount of buildup. Well, I'm the guy you need. I'm going to solve this for you, and if you have a bunch of locations, I could do them all. Find reasons when you get to that decision maker that they can't live without you. Now that takes, one, a super professional look. Two, you've got to know your business and you've got to bring something to the table, whether that's convenience for them, better pricing for them, or just building that trust that I'm the local guy, I own the business, so when you have an issue, you're calling me directly. I'm going to take care of you. Whatever you have to do to add to your value stack to that person, you want to do that. So corporate business, the key there is get to the decision maker. So let's wrap this up real quick. Ground and pound marketing. Here's 3 tips that we talked about that will help you grow your business, and they work. They're tried, they're true, they're tested methods, they work. 1, you want to do your 5 around. Knock on those doors around the house. There's an opportunity savings, and remember that quick tip, doorbell cameras. It's like talking to them directly. 2 is yard signs. They still work. But the key with yard signs is to ask for permission, do what you say when you say you're going to do it, and try really hard to do the 2 sign method I was telling you about, where you tell people something new is going to happen and it happened, check it out. And then the 3rd thing is get to the decision maker, especially if you're growing into the commercial side of the business, and work with them. But you've got to have a value stack, and you've got to explain how you're going to help them solve a pain point in their business. There's one key thing that kind of went through all of our talks here, and that's you need to look professional when you do this. Uniforms are great. You need to have an upbeat attitude. And to be able to do that, you need to practice. You can't just think, I can wing this, I'm going to go knock on a door. You've got to have a plan, a script, and you have to practice it. Especially if you're having your crew leads go knock on doors and do this for you. You need to work with them until they're presenting your business exactly the way you would present it. So that's 3 quick tips. Ground and pound marketing actually works. So get out and do something, do it all, but do it today.